Hello students, good morning. So students, yesterday we had started our new chapter, chapter number 3, motion in straight line. And we had discussed some topics of the same chapter, motion, types of motion according to direction. In that particular topic we had one dimensional motion, two dimensional motion and three dimensional motion. And then we discussed displacement and distance. And today we are going to start our new topic of the same chapter, and which is speed. And in this speed, what is speed? And this is a very familiar topic for you. And the speed is the distance traveled per unit time. Okay, distance traveled per unit time is known as a speed. The unit time, or in 1 second how much distance we have traveled, that amount of distance can be considered as a speed. Okay, and speed is the most important thing for our case. For the sake of study of this chapter, is speed is scalar quantity. Speed is a scalar quantity and it cannot be negative. Speed is always remain positive, as we can see in our daily life. Okay, and then we have speed. The formula of speed: speed is given by distance upon time. Distance divided by time gives the magnitude of the value of speed, and it is represented as a d upon t. D stands for distance and t stands for time interval, and for the time interval we have covered our complete distance. And the SI unit, the unit of distance, is meter per second. Okay, and the next is, after the speed we have velocity. Velocity is more important for our case than speed, because velocity have its a magnitude, its a unit, as well as its a direction. If we have any direction for a quantity for the representation, then these type of quantities are known as a vector quantities. And the speed is the velocity is the rate of change of displacement. Okay, rate of change of displacement is called the velocity. It means how much displacement is changing with respect to change in time. Suppose we have some time interval, and in that particular time interval the position of the object is changed, or the displacement also changed, and the ratio of the change in position or the displacement to the time interval is known as a velocity. And in that case we have, it is represented by v. Velocity represented by small v, letter of English alphabet, and it is, suppose we have a position of an object at time instant t1 is x1. Okay, we have a position x1 at time instant t1 of any object, and at the second time interval at time instant t2 our position is x2. Then the formula of average velocity comes out to be x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1. The x2 minus x1 is what? It is the change in displacement, or you can say change in position. Then we have t2 minus t1, it is the change in time, or in other way you can say it is a time interval. Then average velocity can be represented by v average, v subscription average. Then we have x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1, where x2 minus x1 is difference of position, t2 minus t1 is difference of time interval. In our case, in this case, difference of position and difference of displacement both are same case. There is no difference between these two. Okay, and then now you can say x delta x upon delta t. Delta x stands for change in time, and delta t stands for change in what? Change in time. Sorry. This delta x stands for change in displacement or change in position, and delta t stands for change in time and the average velocity of the particular substance or particular particle or vehicle. Okay, and now we have instantaneous velocity. The what is instantaneous velocity? In many a time, if we travel for a longer distance, suppose we travel from Sikar to Jaipur, so its distance is nearby 110 kilometer, but 110 kilometer, and we took the time nearly equals to 2 hours, then our total average speed or average velocity is equals to 110 divided by 2 comes out to be 55 kilometer. Okay, but when you look on the speedometer of the vehicle, then it fluctuates with respect to time. The fluctuation occurs in the speedometer is due to variation in the speed, okay, or variation in the velocity of the vehicle. So due to that variation, we have some instant velocity. Instant to instant, time instant to time instant, our velocity of the vehicle is changing. Okay, so that's why we need our new quantity, which is instantaneous velocity. The velocity at particular time instant is known as a instantaneous velocity. Okay, at particular time instant, that velocity is known as a instantaneous velocity. And how we can calculate instantaneous velocity? So look, we know that average velocity is given by V average delta x over delta t. V average delta x over delta t, and then if we put some limit limit delta t tends to 0, delta x over delta t. Now this is a complete one single expression. Okay, limit delta t tends to 0, delta x over delta t. This complete expression comes out to be dx over dt. Okay, and now it is instantaneous velocity, but the new thing is dx over dt. What is this dx over dt? What is the significance? So now look here, we have a note. D over dt is a mathematical operator. Okay, d over dt is a mathematical operator, and this operator is just like our mathematical operators as a negative, and again minus, addition, multiplication and division. This is also a mathematical operator, and this operator is known as a differentiation. So d over dt is a operator of a differentiation, and then we have dx over dt. Dx over dt means differentiation of x with respect to time t. Okay, differentiation of x with respect to time t. And then now we have SI unit of velocity. What is SI unit? SI unit of velocity is meter per second, and the most important thing is velocity is a vector quantity. Velocity is a vector quantity, and it can be negative or it can be positive. Negative velocity means the direction of the motion is opposite to its expected direction or its initial direction. Okay, the next of the topic is acceleration. Acceleration is also a common topic for you, and you had studied in your 9th class, and it is also very interesting for the discussion. Okay, so look for the acceleration. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity with is known as a acceleration. When we start our motion is starting from 0 to its maximum velocity. Then our velocity is going to change with time instant to time instant. Then how we can define this change in velocity? Velocity may increase for a vehicle or it may decrease for a particular vehicle. So for the change of velocity, we had our new quantity, which is acceleration. And acceleration is defined as the rate of change of velocity. Okay, acceleration is the rate of change of velocity, and it is measured in the as change in velocity with respect to time. Change in velocity per unit time is known as a acceleration. And then we have consider, suppose we have velocity of an object at a time instant t1 is v1, and at time instant t2 velocity is v2. It means we have two different time instant. Initial time instant is t1 and we have velocity v1. At final time instant t2 our velocity comes to be v2. Then acceleration is given by change in velocity divided by change in time. Change in velocity divided by change in time is known as a acceleration. Okay, and in this case we have average acceleration. Average acceleration means v2 minus v1 divided by t2 minus t1. v2 minus v1 means change in velocity, t2 minus t1 is change in time. Then we have v average equals to delta v over delta t. Delta v means variation in velocity, delta t means variation in time, and these two quantities, their ratio gives us the value of acceleration, and it is average acceleration. But now we have more important quantity than average acceleration, which is known as a instantaneous acceleration. And that instantaneous acceleration is acceleration at a particular instant of time. Okay, and now this instantaneous acceleration is given by limit delta t tends to 0 delta v over delta t. Okay, limit delta t tends to 0 delta v over delta t, and the a is equals to dv over dt. A is equals to dv over dt. And again this is the same thing we had studied earlier, means dv over dt is again differentiation. dv over dt means this dv over dt, it means differentiation of velocity v with respect to time. It means if we have very small change in time, then how much velocity is changing in this small time instant. Okay, then we have SI unit of the acceleration. The acceleration has its SI unit as a delta v over delta t. This is the formula of acceleration, delta v over delta t. Delta v means change in velocity, and velocity has its unit as a meter per second. Okay, its unit is meter per second, and time has a time, and it is equals to be meter per second square. Meter per second square. This is the SI unit of acceleration. Then we have dimensional formula. Dimensional formula means the representation of any physical quantity in terms of fundamental physical quantities. Representation of any physical quantity in terms of fundamental physical quantity is known as a dimensional formula. Fundamental physical quantities are length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, light intensity, and amount of substance. So in most of the cases in 11th class we have in terms of length, time and mass, but in this case we have only length and time. Our formula of acceleration is velocity upon time. The velocity has its dimensional formula equals to L1 t minus 1. Sir already told you this one. And then we have time. Time equals to what? T1. So we can represent L1 t minus 2. Then we have acceleration is a vector quantity. It is also a vector quantity. It can be negative and positive, but the negative acceleration, this negative acceleration is known as a retardation. This is most important thing for you. Negative acceleration is known as a retardation. This I think already you heard about this, and this all for today. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay at home, and be careful. Thank you.